Do you struggle with your personal finances during this crisis? You are not alone. Most of us do. And actually, this chart shows what people do to survive. We already spend less on non-essentials. We cut back on gas and electricity to heat less. We cut back on journeys, spend less on food and essentials like clothing, hygiene stuff. We shop around to find cheaper things. We use the savings, if we have any. We try to make our homes more energy efficient. But with current salaries and the saving rate, don't even bother to think about full refurbishment. The best thing you can do is probably put extra blanket on the window because landlord didn't make it windproof. And which is more sad, we're already going into debt. 13% of us go into debt taking credit cards, loans, and overdraft. Simply said, it's even not the middle of the crisis, but we're already screwed. So, remember when I told you about the savings in our country? This is chart showing us how our saving looked in United Kingdom for last 60 years. With the big spike in 2020 when during lockdown we didn't go to restaurants, cinemas, we didn't shop too much. We lived in our homes having decent but not the perfect furlough scheme. Soon after, when the restriction went down and furlough scheme was taken off, well, our savings went down. And yeah, on average, we keeps about in our accounts 44,000. But this is on average, having in mind that most of us are working class. This average 44,000 includes big fat cuts, company bosses who take extra bonuses for not investing in our water pipes, or bosses screwing on posties. So to add more to that, future of our savings is not so bright. It's expected to be much lower in 2023 and 2024. So having in mind that about 80% of us has about 500 or less in our accounts, we shouldn't be worried that people already are not able to cope with that. And we shouldn't expect that people will be able to save even more. In December last year, much before the war started, much before we have ongoing crisis, but 46% us believed they won't be able to put an extra penny into their saving pot. Just simply, piggy bank is going to be broken. So, having this in mind, it's not difficult to understand why people think that the future of the country is not so positive. This bottom purple line shows us what people think on economy in general. It's far below zero neutral point. Although the personal expectations of the future life of average British people are a little bit higher than the general expectation from the economy, well, it's still far away from the neutral point, or to not mention being positive about the future. And actually, have a reason to be worried about. This is Bank of England unemployment rates. And in 2022, 2025, and next for another 4 years, it's expected our unemployment rate will double or triple. So it will be difficult to be grafty as expected by Tories. It will be difficult to find another job. It will be difficult to find better paid job. So how is going to be? Well, we need to start to talk about unprecedented solution in unprecedented time. Remember when I mentioned furlough scheme in 2020? Yeah, that was unprecedented time when something had to be we had to figure it out the solution, something new to work during lockdowns when people cannot go to work and it's actually illegal to go to work. And we need to find similar solution with our social support system. So my purpose of this video is to invite you to try to discuss this kind of solution. I know it's not a perfect, but it's just invitation. So let me know what you think and let me know what we can do to improve it. Catch up soon.